How's it going, everyone? We are back with another weekly watch list for this upcoming week in the stock market. As always, going to be covering SPY, QQQ, and IWM, as well as SPX, ES, and NQ. Now, I have posted NQ and ES in these watch lists before. I have used them at times in trading, and I've also not used them in times. And this past week, while doing just some back testing and recapping of trades, I realized / noticed that I definitely need to keep up with using NQ and ES. So I will be keeping them on my active charts throughout the day while trading. So I will be going over a couple things in that as well. Without further ado, hope you're having a good week, good weekend, and let's hop right in. So kicking things off with SPY. Okay. As always, I have the previous day high, previous day low marked out for anyone that's new, as well as the prior day's close. So this yellow gold dotted line, that's always going to be the prior day's close. Okay, these are the first things that I look for, right? Very, very simple here. You know, we break below previous day low. I'm looking for a move back down to 548.81 or below that 544.96. Now, I also have a prior day's close on here as well. I believe this was Wednesdays. It was Wednesdays, because we have not retested it all. It looked like it was a really strong level as well. So I'm going to keep that on the chart as well. Going over the daily, okay, first thing we have is this gap I'm going to be looking at, right? We have this gap here at 545. If we do end up rejecting this supply zone that we've been in, I will look for a bounce at this 545 area to fill this gap, okay? So looking at supply, right, we've been trading up into it this last day or two, right? It'll be this zone here, right? Up here at this 555, down to this 550. This is a big supply zone. I did have this originally marked, if you remember from last week's watch list, covering this candle. And then inside this 4-hour supply, we also have 1-hour supply as well. So I have been watching that too, up here at this 553.51. However, you know, we're not quite rejecting it yet. So we're a little bit here now at the very top of this zone. So we'll see what happens on Monday. But up here looks, like a nice supply zone, but we'll see what happens. We did reject it once already, it seems, here in the pre-market, but then just ripped right back up. So we are going to see if we get over this. My next area of resistance I'm going to be looking at is 556.85. However, actually, let me see on the 1 hour here. However, it's not going to be my major area of resistance. We did have a nice reject here at this 556 back here previously. But because it's so close to just above this supply, it'd be very strange to break such a strong supply. And then, of course, kind of reject right above it. So I'm going to be looking more so up here at this 560 area. This looks a little bit more likely. I will keep this on the chart, of course. If I am in longs at this point over the previous day high, this could be, a good price target as well. Okay. So that's going to be everything on SPY that I'm looking at. Let's go over to SPX and then ES. SPX, what I do every single day is I simply just mark the previous day high, previous day low in red. First area I'm going to be looking for is 55.66. Over this level, I'm going to be looking at 55.84 and 55.59, pretty much back up to all-time high here as areas of resistance, right? So above this previous day high, it's been a nice. This previous day high has also just been a really nice level. So above it, I'm looking at longs. Next reject would most likely be, again, I have these as targets, right? Especially at 5,600 here. But actually, no, I'm sorry. This is, this is 5,600. That would be my main target rather than this here. But really above that be to fill this gap up here, almost back at all-time highs. Okay. So let's go over to ES. Same thing with ES. We're just in this like 4-hour supply. So I'm kind of just waiting for us to like get out of this. So we have this 4-hour supply, and then the second red level here is also the 1-hour supply. So we're in this area right now. So I'm really not looking at longs until we get over this, right? And above that, I have this level here at 56.20, support, broke through, retested as resistance. So that would be my next area. And then above that is, again, almost nearly at all-time highs. So that's going to be everything on SPY, SPX, and ES. So let's head over to QQQ. QQQ, same thing. We're in this supply area. It was this level here, this small green candle followed by this one here. So we're in this area right now. We haven't quite cleared it. We're right at it, almost this support, turn resistance, and then of course supply. So get over this level. My next reject is most likely going to be up here at this 484, but I do have a couple levels on the way. So those levels are going to be here. Let me actually go over to, not this one. I want to go to the 20-day, 15-minute, which is another just thing I use. Another time frame that I use. Let me move this down here. So if we come back over here, I don't know when the date of this was exactly, but whatever. It was a previous day high and a previous day low. This previous day low was at this 480 that we broke through and haven't retested. So that's why I kept it on the chart. Another level that we had was also this 477.79. So if I go back to the hourly on that, it was a strong level over here, right? This was a previous day low. We kind of whipped it here, came close to it during intraday, broke through it in the after hours, after market, and haven't quite retested it. So again, if we get over this supply zone officially, I'm going to be longing, but this could be a first profit target. Again, that leaves over $1 worth of room. Above that, this 480, again, another whole psych number, so I would expect to see a rejection here. If not, then I have this 484, okay? And then above that, just a couple levels above. I don't need to read them all, but let's head over to the daily real quick. As far as the daily goes, the next gap we have is going to be at that, did we fill that 480? Yeah, no, we haven't. So this 480 gap looks pretty good. So really over this previous day high, you know, I could see that 480 gap getting filled. So that would be ideal, okay? Then above that, we have another gap at 492. You know, if we get back up to all-time highs, maybe make a new all-time high before rejecting again, that'd be great. Get my long-term portfolio back up. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, obviously this whole bounce has been pretty fucking insane. So I'm pretty curious to see, like, if we're going to just keep ripping up, making a new all-time high, or if, you know, just like history has shown, that we kind of have some bearish months here in August to October, especially with the election, obviously. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what's going on there. So, okay, over onto NQ now. So NQ, okay, we've had this really nice level here. Okay, this demand turned to supply. Again, if we reject it, I'm going to be looking for a bounce down here at 19,123. But if we get finally over this 4-hour and 1-hour supply, my next reject is going to be up here to pretty much almost 20,000, if you will. And then above that, this 20,166. So that's where I'll be looking at an NQ. If we get over that as well, then I wouldn't see anything possibly rejecting until the all-time high, or maybe this previous support here at 2030.54. Okay. So lastly, let's finish up with IWM. IWM filled this gap on the daily that I was watching. Still don't really play these like for swings or anything, even though I really, really should. But we did have this, where is it? Or not quite. No, I thought it was this 211. Am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else. We do have this gap here though. So this gap here at 215, we obviously haven't filled quite yet, where we got very close. So that will be my first look. And up above that, I have this 61 fib from this. This was a FOMC impulse move that we moved up here, I believe. I think it was an FOMC. And to this bounce here. So this 61 fib, we're looking for a reject there. But let's take it down to the 4-hour. So again, I'm looking to fill that gap. Above that, I have the 61 fib. If we clear that as well, then really nothing until up to this next supply. See, small green candle, large aggressive red, 1-hour supply in there as well. This looks really good for a move back up into the 220s. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, you could get a reject up here somewhere, especially in this golden pocket area, if you will, for the Fibonacci. But below that, if we reject this area here, if we keep rejecting and we don't fill the gap, take it down the 15-minute time frame below previous day low. I'm looking at the prior day's low before that at 209, and then down here at 208. Okay, is that a gap as well? Yeah, it is. So we do have this gap as well. So if we do end up rejecting this area, we could see a gap bounce at this 208.73. So that's going to be everything that I'm watching this week in the stock market for SPY, QQQ, and IWM. It'll be interesting to see where this week goes. Obviously, this has been crazy, this bounce here. So we will see what ends up happening. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, dropping a comment, or even subscribing to the channel. That would mean the world to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great week inside and outside of the market.